Hey, I see Cindy Rader over there. Hey, hey, Cindy. Hey, hey, Ed, could you mute your mute yourself, buddy? Ed Smith.
Yeah. I got you on two things, Jim.
Yeah, go ahead and mute. So, yeah, we're getting all that feedback.
Go mute.
Yeah, you got your phone and your computer on.
I think you got her there.
Hey guys,
Hey, Beth.
what's up? Hey Bob,
Hey, Beth.
how are you, honey?
Good, good. How are
Good.
How you doing, Beth?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool. I don't see you though. Where are you?
I need a haircut. I'm hiding.
Oh, okay.
I'm also drinking and smoking a cigarette, so I don't want to
I
piss.
see. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And I got my Trump hat on, so I don't want to piss anybody off.
Take that thing off.
Give her a few, just another minute or so, and then we'll get started, everyone. Still got some people joining here.
Where's Heather? And Heather here too?
She is.
I don't see her.
Sorry. Oh, this Heather? Or no?
Hey Heather, how are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's good to see your face.
You too, honey. Thank you. It's been a while, huh?
I know. Too long.
I know. How's your weather at home?
It's actually it's been a beautiful day today. Like I'm looking because I'm looking out the window. It's starting to get a little dark here, but it was a gorgeous day.
Oh, good.
Like,
It was
beautiful
really pretty
fall.
here too.
Is
was
it?
pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Fall is my favorite. If you could see around, I'm at the warehouse right now, but my whole like office space, all behind me and everything is all decorated for fall
Aw.
because I'm obsessive about decorating. So.
Yeah, me too. My front yard, everywhere. I know. Yes.
Very spirited people.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, I guess we'll get started here. There's probably still a few people joining, but last week, me and Jim, we had decided we just really wanted to get together, and that's why we named this like a fireside chat. We just wanted to get everybody to talk, see what was working, what wasn't working. That's kind of morphed a little bit into over the last 4 or 5 days, we've really picked up a ton of momentum from results and some things that Heather and Ronnie are doing along with Regina and some other reps as far as this new school fair program. But at first, like I said, we just really wanted to get together. Biggest thing is to convey some things that, I know we're sending emails out, putting in newsletters, but the biggest thing is things are starting to open up slowly. We've got, Sherry Weaver in Florida, Roger Zitteroff in Ohio, Rod DePriest in Missouri. We've got a couple of people, I think Dan Horn, John Rovneck in North Carolina. All these people are getting into schools.
Hey, Beth, who we just talking, she's in schools, right, Beth?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. And it's starting to come around. For instance, South Carolina's starting to open up. We have our rep down there, Tom Bueller, the first time around. He couldn't get into a one account out of, I believe, like 190, up to getting into 50% of those the second time around. So things are opening up. There's some positive momentum out there for your physical displays. And there's some really positive for the virtual displays too. We're seeing averages continue to rise from a virtual standpoint. A couple of reasons why we think really, especially for the early starters, the teachers were still getting around their new normal and new processes. And we think virtually they're now acclimating a bit to buying from us. They're not as busy. And I think, of course, you as the rep force is getting better at what you're doing, sending e-blast out and all of that.
Calling.
Go ahead, Jim.
I said in calling, communication.
And call your contacts. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we
learned that.
just
you know,
seen such a difference. I mean, I could just name one with Sarah, she was sharing up in Michigan, just her experience through, increased communication and how she saw sales rise from that increase of communication. Just making sure your contacts are forwarding that email, not assuming it. So anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and to go along with that virtually, we're seeing some things that are selling well, the sheets, that we've ran a couple of times. If you guys don't have the sheets on your virtual display, you're doing yourself a disservice, really. You should order a case or two of each of those and get those on there, because it really, if you only sell a handful or less of those, they're $29 a pop. It really is a mover whenever it comes to your averages. And for whatever reason, we know people like spending more on their credit cards. We're virtually, maybe for whatever reason, they just feel more comfortable. Same with umbrellas. This is the time of the year. Roger tested the umbrellas earlier and this time last year and was really had these unbelievable results. As the season continues on, I think the umbrellas are something we can run well into November as well. So something else to bring up was before we get Heather going here, is you guys may have noticed in your business manager, once you create an event, over to the right after your little printer shows up, once you save and your delete button, there's now a refresh button. And really what that's for is if you have a customer get, you say, hey, it's not showing, my event's not showing, you go in there, check. If you see that's with the case, go in and try to refresh it. If that doesn't work, you can delete it, then reset it up again and then refresh it. And what IT is saying is actually push it to the store and then it goes live. And I actually had this happen yesterday with Kevin Colehouse. We had exactly that instance. It just, for whatever reason, maybe just because all the traffic in there, it just didn't come up. He deleted it. Again, the schools came up, but they weren't showing any pictures or anything.
Right.
Jumped in there, just hit that refresh button, and within 2-3 minutes, it was live. His lineups were live on that route. The one thing I will say is whenever you hit that refresh button, it'll just ask you if you're sure. You hit yes, and then that's it. You know how usually if you hit a refresh, you'll have an hourglass or something will spin.
Yeah.
It doesn't do any of that, but it does refresh. And like I said, within 2-3 minutes, I termed it the magic button yesterday because we had never seen anything get fixed so quick like that. But I think it could save you a ton of time. I think what they've implemented here could save you a ton of time as far as going to IT, having them do what they need to do. Okay. Jim, do you want to take us into the promos? I know you have the SKU numbers, the new promos that we've got coming.
Sure. So I sent an email out earlier with pictures, but for the whole group, we do have our second cycle promos because we are running out of the ultra slim flashlights in St. Louis. We're out of those as a matter of fact. And there's some left in the East, but very few, less than 30 cases. And then some of you are going back second time around. So what Steve put together was 4 different items to select from. And the 2 have been a constant, the tote bags. Before it was the teal tote bags. Now we have those in black corporate, where they had the black tote bags. So Steve pushed them into the school side. So we do have availability. There's do these books make my bag look big? And then the No Drama Llama tote. Those will be $34 a case like the teals. Don't do anything with those. If you order those through the catalog with your normal order, when you get those in, you don't need to report those as a sale or a freebie. Diane will invoice for $34 a case, which comes out to 34 cents a unit. So those are two options that you could. The templates for all of these are being worked on right now. So hopefully by the end of the week, the DOF exclusive get free with any online purchase template, that'll be done. And then the other two is a card box. It's Wild About Words card assortment, 104338. Those are available in just Central or St. Louis. And then, and I think there's some out west too, but there's none in the east. And then there's the Halloween spooky recipe ideas, 66680. That is available in all three warehouses. So those are the promos for second cycle. Both of those other two, the Halloween and the Wild About Words, those will be, if you let Bob or I know which one you want to run, we'll go ahead and reduce the price down to $1.70 INB. So then you guys are able to freebie it out and only pay 34 cents per unit. So that's that.
Great, thanks, Jim. Before we get Heather started, Heather's gonna give us a little presentation or rundown on exactly what she's doing. Just a quick reminder, I've had a couple of people ask this week, this Friday, you should have you should receive your spring digital order form payment bonus. So just so you know, for those of you that have your digital order form bonus or looking for it, that should be paid out this Friday, the 16th. Heather, if you would, please take it away.
Well, Bob just introduced this a little bit, is Heather and Regina. They have been two primary reps, business people that's spearheading the fundraisers and school library sales. So Heather has had two fairs, and she's going to go into what she's experienced over those two fairs, the successes, and what she's done, the processes, what she's done to book those fairs, as well as to go through those two fairs. Regina's not on this call to share, but I'll go through a couple of things about what Regina did. Just not limiting it to the library. She's actually booked some through other avenues, Special Olympics, basketball teams, and so forth. So Heather's going to go ahead and share her experience, and I think we're on to something here. Go ahead, Heather.
And I think, I know Ronnie wasn't on the last call, but he should be on this one. Ronnie?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I would say you can, if you want to share, go ahead, because I did a lot of talking.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, no, guys, we have a real opportunity here. You know, the Scholastic fairs are being canceled. You know, everywhere right now. So we have this opportunity to be able to step in and fill that fundraising gap. And yeah, our first one went off. It was it did wonderful. She was ecstatic. I really think she just did it as a real favor for us to try. And her Scholastic fairs before had only done a couple orders. I think one of them did. I'm sorry, Scholastic, their online fair. Her regular Scholastic fair does well, a couple $1,000, couple $3,000, but her online fair, they never could get traction. So you're talking, I think they did $30 on one of them. So that's the mark. That's what she is thinking an online fundraiser is capable of doing. Basically non-existent there. So we came in, we did 1776, and she was really just shocked. And easy money for us. She took her cash. She was super happy. And yeah, guys, this is this we want to thrive again as a company. We want to be able to really have something great for the rep force, and this could be a big piece of the puzzle here. So that's how the first one went. And yeah, Heather, anything to add on?
Well, I just to add to that, I would say I think yes, that was a really successful fair. It was our first fair. She didn't have a lot of that librarian didn't have a lot of hope for thinking it was going to be anything great, but she was willing to do it for us because we had developed that relationship over all these years and working with her. And you guys have that, I'm sure, with several of your schools, whether it be librarian or secretary or principals or whoever it is, whoever in that school that you could go up to and say, hey, we're offering fundraising now, out to the parents. And we have this program that we can offer you in addition to the regular virtual display. And for us as reps, that's a great way for us to be able to capture money from people that we haven't been able to capture money from. Those types of sales, that's $1,776 that we did not have access to before. And on a regular, in-person virtual display at that same school, we might do, $150. Virtually, they're not doing very much. And again, the librarian thought, hey, this isn't going to go anywhere with the parents either. We've done this before, but we'll try it because it's you guys. So now all of a sudden, that school is like 10 times what it was because we went to the parents. And then we gave great customer service, great prices. They have us there to help them with all the marketing. There's no volunteers needed. The librarian doesn't have a bunch of physical labor. We bag everything up, put the receipt on the outside of the bag, and drop those orders off just like we do for a regular virtual display. I mean, everything that we can go in there and say hits a bullet point for those librarians or principals, whoever it is you're talking to. We hit all the markers that they want to hear to go, oh yeah, let's do this. This is easy. This is going to make, our school some money. It's not going to require a lot from us. There really isn't a reason they shouldn't do this. So
Yeah.
we've made it very, very easy for them. It's a win for you as a rep. That's extra money. It's a win for them. They're making money for their school. And we always say it's a trifecta because it's a win for the parents too. They have access to our, product. We have great products, great prices. And the school can feel good about that too. They're not offering their parents a high price fundraiser where they're asking them to pay too much for something that they don't want.
Yeah,
So-
it really is, guys. This is an easy sell for you. There is a real disdain for Scholastic out there, guys. The librarians, I mean, they work them hard. They do, and their prices that doesn't make anyone love them. They tolerate them because they are a fundraiser for them. And right now, guys, they're being canceled left and right, and you can slide right in there. And I think the whole rep force, anyone that's done this job for a bit, I bet they know. 5-10 librarians right now that they can call and they would do that for them. So I think it's something you can slide into very easy, and you can start it within, whatever. You can start it the next week if that's what they want to do, because it's so easy to be able to pull off. Just try to work that in with your other route, and it really can work together beautifully. So, I think that's the thing to know, is that it's not too late right now. In fact, time could be working for you, because right now, I think they're coming to the realization, a lot of schools that may not know whether they're going to be able to do their Scholastic Fair, to do their fundraiser, they're starting to understand that and make those decisions that, hey, we're not going to be able to do that. So just because it's a little later in the game, I do think there's an opportunity to really to go at it and attack it. So, yeah.
How do you reach out to the parents? How are you doing that? Are you doing that through flyers you're leaving at the school? How is that happening?
A variety. Obviously, with an online fundraiser like this, marketing is going to be key. And so, what we're doing for the librarians, we are printing up a physical flyer. Actually, we're going for 2 flyers this next fair. One at the beginning, one at the middle. Just have something physical in their hand to try to jar them. But yeah, what we're doing, it's all basically email based. So there's 3 emails that's going to be sent out. That's going to go out to the parents, and schools aren't balking about this at all, about having access to the parents' email. What happens? We send the email to the librarian or the contact, and then they forward it out appropriately to the parents. And so this reaches that whole audience. Having 3 emails in that seems to work well. I think we may add another one in to be able to maybe do some other marketing in the future. But that's how we're doing that. We're doing in the car lighter or the pickup line. We're having we've got some little posters to go in the ground. There's some H frames. We've got those lined up. Trying to jar them. We also got a big banner. It's 10x5 banner made because again, we've got to be able to get the word out. And with our prices and what we do, I'm telling you guys, it's not something you have to go in and be afraid about. It's not something you have to like, oh, we've got this fundraiser, and you know that there's no value. You know that they're going to have to pay way more than what that's worth. It's not like that with us. You really have something to go at it and attack it and to feel good about what you're doing. And so that's what I would want to, to have everybody realize is that there's a real opportunity to attack this thing and really do something special. Do something special in your area. In your
Just a thought, Ron. I don't know if you guys have worked on this or not or thought about it, but a lot of schools in my area have a Facebook page.
Mhm.
And it's just for the parents. So I've also been asking permission to get on Facebook pages and putting my information on there too. So that's another good way for the fundraiser.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes, we can do Facebook pages. If you can get an ad in the paper, like you have to really be creative. And that's the thing, guys. Being able to test, there's so many questions that are unanswered with this, and we need tests. We need to find out what the best incentive for the kids is. Is it giving them one free one per the order, or is it having them give us emails and go that direction? So I think the more people we can get to do this, the faster we're going to be able to really optimize what we're doing and to really get something that's really seamless.
So how do you go about paying out the fundraiser?
What was that? You broke up there to me.
How do you go about paying out?
Well, I'll answer that one, Ronnie,
Yeah.
because so the way we're gonna give a 20% rebate. So where Heather could expound is like Scholastic. A lot of Scholastic would have a minimum sales requirement to get 20% rebate. No matter what the school does, you could give 20% rebate. The pricing is going to be different than our regular display. There's going to be matrixed up, more corporate pricing, and that's going to encompass the 20%. So that's how we're going to account for that 20%.
Okay.
Question. Can I just add something real quick? This sounds great. I can't wait. Is someone going to publish a process flow and the best practices? That would be awesome.
Yeah, what we're doing is actually Ronnie and Heather both went through and spent a lot of time putting together their experience. And what Bob and I are doing over the next week is we're coming up with the process flow on that because Ronnie and Heather are wholesale reps, so they're a little bit different. So we're putting up a process flow for consignment reps. And we should have that done by the middle of next week.
We really are building.
Contains a ton of information. I mean, I've started working on it today, and it goes from the start, what to do, reaching out, your pitch, the 7, like Heather went in or Ronnie went in, the 7 reasons why they would do it with you, where you could just bullet point like, hey, this is super good for you. They're not going to object to it. They don't have to cancel their Scholastic book fair. You could work around. So all of these little things, yeah, we'll be putting that out to the test group. I just want to throw that out there that to start out, we're not going to open this up to every single person. We want to have people definitely volunteer who's really going to be engaged with this and really go give it 100% effort. But we're going to limit this test because of there's various reasons with systems where Heather and Ronnie are using the digital order form. We're going to be using the My Store account. So there's certain tweaks that we're going to use for commission reps for various reasons. But so this test will be limited. So reach out to Bob or I if you're super interested and really going to go after it.
I have one question. If I'm a school rep or whatever, if my schools will let me do this, if Scholastic gets canceled, I know my elementary school here, because I'm a PTA member, is all books. So I don't have all books. So how does that work? Like, I mean, they have tons of different books. So
Well, I think Heather could answer that. That's
Right.
one of the really benefits of our program. Go ahead.
Okay.
Heather.
Yeah, I think that I understand what you're saying, that a lot of parents and teachers associate.
Oh, Heather's on mute.
There we go. A lot of parents and teachers associate a fundraiser like that or Scholastic with books. Like, I am going to buy a book for my son or daughter from the book fair. And I understand that. And we have had that come up in some of our conversations. What we are trying to do, what Ronnie and I are trying to do, is teach them that when they see Collective Goods, we are not a book fair, we are a shopping experience. So when we run our fundraiser, our marketing, you know, our yard signs, our banners are trying to gear them up for when you go shopping through the Collective Goods site, or my store in your case, what you see will be things that you could buy for a gift for Easter or for Christmas. We want them to think that, like, oh, I'm not going to buy a book for Timmy or Susie. That's not what this is, and pay too much for it. I'm going to go buy some really neat, fun stuff that, you know, the price is right. It's cool stuff. It's stuff I can use, my kids can use, you know. They could share that link with grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody can shop from that. It is a shopping experience. And that's how I feel the Collective Goods brand. We've had that association that we are a company with great products and great prices. We want to carry that over to this fundraiser so that people associate that. As we continue to do these every fall and every spring for the schools, we get out of that mindset that, oh, this is about buying books. Yes, we have some books on there, but at the book fairs, or excuse me, at the fundraisers we've done so far, the school fairs, there have been a few comments that, like, hey, if we could see a few more upper level readers on there, that'd be great. But other than that, people loved it. They're like, oh, this is so neat. This is different kind of, you know, stuff. It's not usually like this. So I think you may get some comments, but you can override that by, you know, explaining, hey, we're a little bit different. So.
Well, because you're gonna.
Steve is actually targeting some school fair specific titles for us to include in these as well. I mean, our gifts are going to set us apart, but then those titles, those reader titles, will definitely fit that fair niche. You know, that.
Yeah, you get that category, and then you're good.
Well, again, guys, this is. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
I was gonna say, again, guys, this is an easy sell on that one too, because you're gonna take that product and you're gonna turn it into money for the school. So, you know, they have, you know, these different fundraisers with, you know, trash bags around it. There's all kinds of fundraisers they sell. So they're turning that into money. So if that's an easy pivot, like, yeah, guys, you know, we want it to sell. We want this. We want to have a big sale. We do have other products, but you know what? We're gonna turn that into cash for the school and the library. And I think that's, yes, but we still want to make sure to have those titles to make us look good on there also. And I think Steve's he'll be all over that. So
yeah, and we are building off of what really Ronnie and Heather have spearheaded here. I know their first couple of fairs, they're giving away a free item to the student that gets an order. Well, we've kind of taken that and said, well, how about we give a free item, not if we get an order, but if the student actually forwards out the fair info to 10 family members or family and friends. All right, so now you got a school of 300, you get 50% participation, you're talking about 1,500 emails being out there and the amount of orders that could come from those. So we're going to continue to test. If you guys have ideas at all, share those with me and Jim, because this thing, again, it's going to be in the testing phase, but I think as we continue to get into it, we're going to find out more and more things that are going to work and make this even more successful than what we think it's going to be.
Yeah, and I'll just jump in, you know, following up on that. As far as testing it and coming up with the new ideas, what we're really looking for on this is we're looking for, let's just call it a dozen go-getters. who really want to push this and try, and then follow the process that we put together. And obviously you could maneuver and you know, try your own things, but Ronnie and Heather have set up something. And how many did have you booked so far, guys?
We're a little over 20 now, so.
But
So
we
what
think
they're,
more, yeah,
what they're doing is working. So let's use their kind of model to start, and then let's book some fairs. And then as you're going through that experience, you could share ideas that you're running up, and we can make tweaks and stuff like that. So anyways, that was just my little thing.
How long are you running your fairs?
we started from Monday to Friday at first, but we did get the suggestion from our first librarian that she had a couple people say that if it would have been on the Friday before, then they would have ordered something. So we thought, okay, we'll do it Friday to Friday. We incorporate 2 paydays in there. And, you know, it could, the only fear of that is running it too long, and then you lose kind of that fear of missing out, that we need to hurry up to get our order in situation. We, you know, so we're testing the Friday to Friday right now.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm getting texts. Bob, could you mute Walt, please? Walt's got a cold or something.
Okay.
So do you give us a certain lineup of what would be on the fairs? Or
Steve is actually coming up with titles. Again, everything's going to be done through my store. So Steve's got basically about titles that you will be running to these fairs.
now, with that being said, do you order all that stuff, bring it into your warehouse, or do you order it after the fair is placed? After all your orders are placed?
Jim, I'll let you take this one. You're a little more fluid with this one.
Yeah. So what's going to happen? What we're going to do is Steve's going to come up with his list of titles. It could be a couple hundred.
Okay.
And then, so that's going to be put onto your My Store account. And then, so you're going to have a wide variety to offer. And Steve's going to try to really pick the things that is most appealing to the audience. So once all the orders come in, we're going to figure out, hey, this is, you know, you'll get a list. All right, this is what the account ordered. And that account is going to be specific in the My Store. So you'll have this list of orders with all the SKUs and everything. Then you know, you could work with me or Bob that will order what you don't have. You're going to have some of that stuff in your warehouse. And then the stuff that you don't, we'll go ahead and order on a central, receive it in. Then you'll get that stuff, bag it, you know, put the receipts, or, you know, and then make the delivery. So again, this is a test, but this is the way we're going to do it now. This way that we're putting out the best lineup possible with what we have in stock. And that's what Steve's putting together.
So Heather, when you did your fairs, did you build in a time factor of when to take back your products? I mean,
yeah.
you told me X time, you know, okay.
Yeah, when we first kind of launched this at the beginning of the school year, you know, our literature and emails and things that we were sending out kind of laid out exactly how we were going to do this. And part of our program was that we wanted to make sure that, you know, their fair ended on a Friday and we were delivering all product the next week.
Okay.
That was important for us to have that quick turnaround time, because that's another complaint that we've heard with different things with Scholastic, you know, just the time frame that it takes to get there. And then, you know, we're delivering everything already bagged up, ready to go. Whereas with Scholastic, they have to put it all together for them and different things like that, separate the orders. So, but yeah, for us, it was important to have you know, a week's turnaround time.
Okay.
And I think that, you know, we may be a little bit longer on that because we do have to order that product and ship it in.
Yeah, that would be different.
You know, depending, hey, the fair shuts down tonight or today. Tomorrow we could run that report. We could put in the order, place it like almost immediately the day or day after. And then, you know, maybe it's a 2-day ship time. So maybe we're, you know, depending, maybe we're looking 3 more days, you know, from
Well,
running.
but if they're aware of that, they're going to be okay. But I mean,
Right.
if you tell them a shorter time and takes longer,
Yeah, yeah.
tell them longer and takes shorter, they're gonna be more ecstatic.
Definitely.
Promise over
Right.
deliver.
Under
Yes.
promise, over deliver. I love it.
Right.
Question, I just emailed or texted my principal at my kiddo school, and he's not sure yet if we're gonna be able to do Scholastic or not. So, and I think we typically did it in November, I wanna say, but what if they, if Scholastic decides to say, let's wait till spring to see kind of what regulations are and stuff? How long is Collective Goods going to be, I guess, running this promotion? Will we still honor that maybe in February if they decide to do it in February? I
We're
don't know if that makes-
hoping do
Yeah,
it forever. I know Heather and I are,
Okay.
you know, we're planning on, you know, this is a staple of what we do. And when
Okay.
you look at the numbers of this thing, you know, you just add it up. What happens if you have 50 fairs going off in a fall? You know, like you start understanding the math that what that's going to do for your territory. So yeah, for us, we're definitely wanting to make this thing, you know, go the distance.
But will Collective Goods still do the 20% and,
Yeah.
Yeah, right at this point, again, we're in test mode on this.
yeah,
So, you know, this is why it's so important. Like, hey, you know, when we pick this dozen people to test it, that you guys really give it the full effort, and then we could see where we go from there.
Everyone, we
but
got-
the 20% is definitely going to be in there.
We've got about 2 minutes left. We've got a hard stop here. So any more questions for?
Well, I will say this, so many of the schools are having money problems these days. So extra fundraisers very well may be in the future for them, whether it's Scholastic or whether it's us. So that is more of an incentive on our part, you
Well,
know.
no, also no, it doesn't have to be an either or. We have schools
Okay.
that are doing both too. They may
Right,
be
that's
having-
what I mean. They're
Yeah,
looking-
yes, exactly. So,
Are you only going to like one location, like you only go there once a year, or are you going there like once every few months to do a fundraiser, or how are you doing that?
well, the two that we have done so far, like we've scheduled our fall, is gonna be pretty busy, but the two that we have completed, we'll then do a spring fair with us. So we're trying to
Okay.
fair and or fall and then spring.
Okay.
All right,
They're
everyone.
used to that.
We
Mhm.
got about a minute left. So unless there's anything else, I don't want to cut everything.
And then we can have another meeting about this, but we just wanted to roll it out there, get Heather and Ronnie's experience out there, and just you know, hopefully we find some people to do this that'll really burn it up.
And you can ask me questions too via email. I've had some emails come in since the last conference call with some of the other reps too. So if you have questions, I mean, I'm not a manager, but there may be some things I can answer for you about how we're doing it. So,
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for attending. We're gonna get cut off here in seconds. So,
Have a great evening.
hey, and reach out to us. If you're serious about testing this, please reach out to me or Jim, okay? And we'll get going.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Bye, everybody.
bye, everybody.
See you later. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
yeah.